The very first thing that you must do to unlock the legendary crafting option is to first unlock the rune carver. You will unlock the rune carver on the Torghast introductory questline. After choosing your covenant and starting the covenant quest lines, you will eventually be given this questline to unlock the rune carver. Simply follow it through. If you want to check if you've got this already, just simply open up your quest log and it should be the very top quest. This is usually the quest that is most important to the storyline, and it should push you to unlock the rune carver so you can start working towards crafting your first legendary pieces. After pledging yourself to your covenant at level 60, you will be offered the questline which will take you to the Moor. It will introduce you to the quests, geography, and to unlock the Tower of Torghast itself. You'll also be introduced to the rune carver and you'll be able to unlock his chamber. Once you've completed this questline, a portal to the Tower of Torghast will become available at the back portion of Venari Refuge in the Moor. There are no requirements to enter Torghast beyond completing the actual questline. Torghast itself is not limited by the keys, and there's no item that you have to buy to get in. Just walk on through the portal, turn right, and you'll see the rune carver's chamber immediately. Instead of the usual system Blizzard's gone for getting your first legendary piece in previous expansions, where you've completed a questline and then at the end of the questline you're given a legendary piece of gear, Blizzard have decided to do this a little bit differently. This time they want you to craft your piece of gear. So instead of just doing a questline and then being given a reward at the end, they want you to get the individual pieces to craft this piece of legendary gear. Blizzard is pulling inspiration from previous legendary items, tier sets, and removed abilities and talents, as well as including new ideas for legendary powers. Some of the legendary powers are permanent versions of Torghast anima powers. To create your legendary gear piece, you will need a base item of appropriate level and slot type. So that could be, a chest piece, leg piece. It doesn't really matter. It's all based on what you want to make, and worth just double checking what it is you are trying to make, because some of the legendary pieces are better than others. You'll need 2 missives and you will need soul ash. Then you will also need the memory of the rune carver, a legendary recipe for legendary power that matches the slot type of the base item. Now unfortunately this can't all be achieved in just one day. You have to work at this. So base items, this is the first thing on the crafted recipe. Base items are basically blank templates from which legendary items can be created. Blacksmiths, jewelry crafters, tailors, leatherworkers, they'll all be able to create these types of base items. And if you don't have these professions, don't worry, you can purchase these from the auction house as they aren't soulbound immediately. Base item recipes are found by playing max level content. Once created, base items are not soulbound, so you can just, get a friend to craft you them, get a guildie to craft them, or simply just buy them from the auction house. Now the second thing here is we need 2 missives. So Scribes, for any of you that don't know, that's inscription, can create missives. The components that defines which stats your legendary pieces will have, each legendary requires at least 2 missives. With each legendary item requiring components from a leatherworker, a tailor, a blacksmith or a jeweler, and a scribe and an enchanter, this really brings professions back into relevancy in this expansion, which I think is a really good thing. Professions are no longer just a way to make a little bit of extra gold. They actually have relevance and importance to the actual storyline, to you getting geared up, which is great. Soul ash. Now you're going to need some soul ash to craft your legendary piece of gear. Soul ash is a currency that you will need to have create your legendary piece. The higher rank base item you have, the more soul ash required. Soul ash is obtained by completing layers in Torghast. So once you've gone through the quest line, you can go into Torghast and complete those layers and you will be rewarded soul ash. Now the final item that you are going to need to get your legendary piece of equipment is the memory of the rune carver. This is a legendary recipe for the legendary power that you want on your item, and these are obtained from various sources, including completing covenant content, running raids, dungeons, including Torghast, and completing PvP and world content. So say you've got all those pieces of materials that you need to make your legendary item and you're ready to do it, you want to actually create your legendary gear piece. So just inside on the right is the Rune Carver's chamber. You'll take your collected materials to the Rune Carver and interact with him to open the interface in which you will be able to craft a legendary item. You choose which slot you're going to make your armor for, you choose which legendary power you add to your armor, you choose what secondary stat you have on that piece. You'll need obviously the following components that we have already discussed: the memory of the Rune Carver, a base item, 2 missives, and a quantity of soul ash depending on the item. I'll make sure that all these details are listed in the description, so you can go ahead and click that link and it'll take you to Wowhead, where you can do further research if you want to find specifically what you want to craft in the future. There are 4 items at which legendaries can be created. Lower item level legendaries can be upgraded. This means that you don't have to wait to unlock all of the levels before crafting the item you want. You can craft at a lower level, and for slightly increased overall cost, you can upgrade it later. So basically you can get your legendary a bit quicker, but then you can upgrade it later. It will cost overall more, but you'll get it that much quicker, and it could be a lot more useful than what you've got. Now, there are so many different legendary powers that you can potentially have on these pieces of gear, and there's just too much to really just cover in one video for every single class and discuss its usefulness for every single class. So my best bet here is to actually give you a link in the description, and you can go ahead and actually click the different classes, legendary powers, and what is going to be most helpful to you as an individual. At that point, you can kind of ascertain what legendary you want to make first and create a list as to how you want to work going forward. I hope this video has been of help to you guys, and if it has, please make sure you smash that like button. We do stream here on the YouTube channel Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 PM GMT. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. This is Rosie out, and I will see you next time.